comes around to be able to prepare ourselves in our ability to generate action into the market, that the preparation of our trading mind becomes very essential. Earlier, you saw some of the speakers talk about how they attempt to be able to look at the market. You could see some people by themselves, it felt like an arm and a leg to try to explain because trading is actually quite difficult. Now, practice is very important over here, but you can only practice the particular skills that you're learning. If you don't have the foundation to be able to build something, then that's when you feel that trading could be just grasping straws. And it feels like you're just doing things on the fly and trying to learn along the way when things work to happen. That's exactly how I began to trade. When I began this industry, I had no teacher. I think you heard Edward earlier on. He said that my father was a technical analyst, and that helped me a lot. He started teaching me when I was 12 years old. Well, learning how to trade was exciting. My very first trade, lucky for me, was a very fruitful one. I bought a company called ABS-CBN. Why did I buy it? I bought it because I said, wow, one of the country's biggest TV stations. I always watch them every day, so I thought that because of that, that should make everything happen, and I bought it. When I bought it, the stock plummeted. Not because the price adjusted, because they gave a 50% stock dividend, and I didn't know what it was. So you imagine if you're in my shoes, I bought the stock starts to fall down by so much, and apparently there was a dividend which I had no idea what the dividend was. And it was the first agonizing lesson I had. Of course, a few days later, somebody told me, don't worry about it, you're getting these new shares later on. But it taught me a serious lesson that I was jumping into an environment I was not prepared for. And I said, that was the very first day. I said, eventually I made money in the stock, but it said preparation is everything in here. And I had to be able to involve learning how to do all this because it wasn't just that simple. And that's why, of course, a lengthy period of learning attempted to come in. So our first side of all this is how do I get myself aligned with the market so that I know what the market has in expectation for me? If I can't just go buy and sell and I have no idea what the market is going to have in store for me, then that's trading blindly. And you really have to fix that as soon as you can. So being able to prepare yourself for these particular types of trades would really endeavor for you to be able to understand these three basic things. Good trades will stem from one, being aligned with the market environment. And that's your first mission. Because before you start going and say, all right, I'm going to use this, I'm going to use that, I'm going to use this. But let's say, for example, you decide to go trading momentum style, which is a very fast trading movement, trying to look for those 90 degrees they were talking about earlier on. And here you are going into a sideways market, which does not warrant it. And now you're going to say, oh, this doesn't work, this is hogwash, I'll throw away technical analysis. Well, you see, you're using the wrong tools at that time. And that's why certain things have to be fixed up front. Second, please know what you are buying. Now, we might be talking about technicals today, but do not leave behind the fact that the company that you're buying has to be very much known to you. And you have to know, who are these people? How strong is that business? Am I buying it because there is growth in this company? Or are you just buying it, ang ganda ng chart yan, bibili ko na yan. Yes, the price might involve itself, but the surprises will come from these. Or if something fundamental comes out of the picture and you're there in their, in the exposure of whatever it is that they give you. So please know your company. 3, craft your trading plan. Trading is very emotional. As you get involved in something like this, something happens. Prices go up, or they go down, or they go sideways. Imagine, never mind if you buy a stock by chance. You just say you just decided to buy one. And then you're going to say, all right, I bought this stock. It starts to go up. You pat yourself on the shoulder, and you say, ang galing ko naman. And then you buy another one, and you just happen to make money, and you say, oh man, I'm really good. And then you buy the third one, and it goes the opposite direction. You say, why did you do that? It's not supposed to do that. And then as it starts to fall down, you say, what do I do now? I'm almost sure that third question is what you keep asking yourself mostly nowadays. And so, again, that preparation of the mind becomes very important, because once you build a trading plan where you say, I'm going to do this if this happens, then it's very hard for things to go wrong here. If you do lose, it's going to be calculated, limited, measured. When you make money, it's there because you intended for that to happen, because you prepared for it. And so, if this is the good side, this is the bad side. And the bad side for understanding these trades is you are completely deaf to what noise the market is giving. Here it is, market's telling you something, or for example, Edward earlier talked about if interest rates are going up or going down, that might play out affecting the market in a certain condition. If you're not listening to that tune, then you're not unprepared for what's to happen. Right? Next is, if you don't know whether the stock is good, bad, or getting bad, then that's going to be another surprising feat as well. Can you imagine what happens when these guys make all these kinds of decisions? I think earlier they were talking about CHP. Well, it went to two very difficult decision processes, and it's because of that that the stock price attempted to fall down. So you have to be prepared for that. And if you're not, you have to prepare, like Lauren says, you have to be prepared for the eventuality just in case. And that's where building the trading plan becomes very, very much in context. Because in the end, what you need is control. You need control. That seatbelt must be fastened. But you must be turning the wheel of the car to get to where you want to go. Because when you have a hard time, you don't have the luxury of looking for somebody else and say, oh, pare, anong gagawin ko dito? No. You are the maker of your own success. There's nobody in this room who's going to help you do that. Especially when it's happening at that time at your home when the stock is moving up or down and you can't seem to make a call. You have to build that skill. And that skill takes practice, resilience, and the ability to rebound sometimes when you make a mistake. Making mistakes here is part of our lesson. And so, by putting all these quantifiable things back into place, that's when you begin being able to mobilize yourself.